Okay, now we're going to start with the actual engine disassembly. First thing I'm going to do is to remove the cam chain or the cam sprocket cover, and I'm just using my little 1/4-inch ratchet with a 1/4-inch socket and a number 3 bit. You want to make sure that bit fits well into the screws. Otherwise you'll end up with a strip screw and you don't want that. Speaking of which, this one doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, there it goes. You want to push tightly in to keep the bit seated into the square or the recess of the screw as you twist the ratchet. And these would be a good candidate for an Allen head screw when you replace them, and that way you won't have any more problems. There's one screw. There's the other. Okay, now we want to pull these covers, one to the crankshaft bolt, and if they're not put in too tight, you can just use a coin to twist them out. Man, that one's kind of snug. So I'll give it a little help. There we go. It just so happens that I have access to another 3/8 ratchet with the 17mm socket, because I need one down here at the bottom and I need one here at the top. And these of course go counterclockwise, so I'm going to have to hold the one at the bottom to keep it from turning, and then pull the one on the top. So that's a little bit difficult for one person to do by themselves. So I'm gonna try to get this ratchet against something so it won't turn easily. And then it'll be a little easier, hopefully. Man, that is tight. There we go. Okay, now our goal is to get that to top dead center and get all the tying marks to line up. So to do that, I'm going to go to the other side. And since my bike is an early bike, I have a Kickstarter. I'm just going to put my finger on top to seal that spark plug hole, and I'm just going to bump that over a little bit. Probably ought to take it out of gear, I guess. Now what I want to do is I want to feel the piston coming up to top dead center, and of course it's pushing a volume of air in front of it. So when it's coming up on the compression stroke, you'll actually feel it blow your finger off. I think I just got it there, but okay. Maybe you heard that little bit of air that came out. That means it's on the compression stroke. Now we'll go back around to the other side and see how the marks line up, and if they don't line up exactly, we'll make them line up. Okay, maybe you can see right here is a mark that's supposed to line up with this little pointer at the top. that means I went a little bit too far. So I think this is a 17 on the crankshaft. You know, I want to do one more thing. I want to verify that turns counterclockwise as I'm cranking it with the Kickstarter. So I'm going to bring it up on compression once more. Yeah, that turns counterclockwise. Okay, I can feel the air under my finger, and that mark came up to the top. Looks like I went past just a little bit once more. So I'm gonna use a socket on this bottom crankshaft bolt. Maybe I should move it back here so you can see. So just a 17 millimeter socket goes right on the bolt on the end of the crankshaft. I'm going to turn it back because I went a little bit too far, and then again I'll turn it in the direction of rotation just until that mark right here lines up with the little pointer at the top of the opening. Okay, now that I've done that, I want to look in this hole, get that O-ring off and put it back onto the plug, and I want to see how the marks line up. Might need a flashlight for that. Okay, well I don't know if you can see that or not, but we want to find the mark in this hole and make sure it lines up exactly. There's a little pointer in there also. Okay, there's actually 3 marks in there. Well, even more than that. This one all the way to the end looks like an H. I have no idea what that's for. If I turn it back the other way, there's a mark, and then right next to it is another mark that has a crossbar across the top. So it looks like a T. Okay, you should be able to see the little pointer at the top of the hole, and it's pointing right exactly at the vertical part of the T. And when it's there, then that mark on the cam sprocket should line up with the little pointer at the top of that hole. So now we know it's on top dead center. And it's probably going to get bumped off a little bit here or there, but for the most part we want to try to keep it there.